Hello, my name is Shawn Ross, and I want to take a couple of minutes and talk to you about the relationship between the WMS NGO and the United Nations. So as an NGO, we work with various humanitarian organizations, the United Nations, to inform and influence the work they are doing across the world and in the United States. The work that the Women's Missionary Society does with outside entities is instrumental in ensuring that the work we do for humanity in the name of the Father is replicated by other organizations and supported. So NGOs helped create the United Nations and have partnered with the United Nations ever since. The United Nations is truly a universal organization, the only one which addresses those complex issues that have no boundaries and realizes the numerous concerns cannot be resolved by any one country acting alone. Through our work on the ground, firsthand, the Women's Missionary Society can influence the United Nations through our individual experiences, documentation, and data. This on-site, in the trenches, information allows us to influence the policy directed by the United Nations. So you see, the Women's Missionary Society is doing the groundwork. We're talking directly to, working side by side with, and interacting with everyday people all over the world who are affected by poverty, war, human rights, human trafficking, or some level of trauma or lack of resources in their communities. And so we are the fact-finding sources, building relationships with nonprofit organizations, other NGOs, as well as partnering with organizations, countries, continents, communities, and individuals. The WMS-AMEC NGO is independent of state, federal, and international governmental organizations. So when we do the work of missions, whether it's within a continent, a country, or in the United States, we are not representing the government of the United States. We are representing the Women's Missionary Society of the African Methodist Episcopal Church. So as an NGO, we are diverse and engaged in a wide range of undertakings that take different shapes and forms globally. Lest we forget, we are international. And so our work promotes and supports human rights, change, improved health, climate, and more. We don't do this alone. This is not one-sided. All of you out there are a very important part of the work that we do. And so our relationship with you is imperative. And so the work of NGO liaisons involves executing and promoting the welfare of the community in which all of us live. And it addresses the pressing concerns and issues that we all have. So my prayer is that you are open to the possibilities of the work of the NGO liaisons and United Nations. We as liaisons continue to grow and cultivate our relationship with the United Nations and various other partner organizations. The work done by district NGO liaisons is crucial to achieving this mission. Our visits to the United Nations, attendance at meetings, submittal of reports, statements, letters, and more are important to the United Nations. And once again, the United Nations utilizes the information we submit and what we share to make decisions regarding policy. So providing this information is relationship building between us and the United Nations, and will ultimately impact communities across the world. So in closing, I wanted to share with you, it is important to us as WMS-AMEC NGO liaisons that our work goes beyond the idea of rescue and restoration. We seek to have an honest understanding of emancipation and liberation. This is a clear connection of what God wants us to do. Thank you.